Yeah. 25 minutes.
Donovan, Kenny said that you guys won the fourth battle pretty handily.
Sorry, I didn't hear you say it again.
Kenny said that you guys won the fourth battle pretty handily. Just what did it take coming out from the opening to set the tone and carry that the entire way through this game?
Oh, I think the biggest thing is just, a response from game 6, right? I think at the end of the day, we did a lot of really good things for 3.5 games, right? And then game 6 was a letdown. And ultimately, it's just how do you respond? I've been saying to you that since I got here, right? It's not always going to be just, straightforward black and white. And, it was a little bit of a blow to us, how we respond, how we came out game 6. But the biggest thing is we responded with force for 48 minutes tonight, right? Like there was no life, especially in a hostile environment. But that was the biggest thing, is just how do you respond and not letting the moment become too big.
And then I know that you have bigger goals as an individual. I know that you have bigger goals as a team, but this is the first time that you've gotten to the conference finals. For you, what does this mean?
A breath of fresh air, but like you said, we didn't just come here that wasn't the goal when we started the season. Even last year, when we lost to Indiana, we had our goals set on getting to the finals, and we're just one step closer. But yeah, it's been almost a decade of running into the same issue, right? Like, you know what I mean? So for sure, I personally and as a team, we can breathe a little bit, but in the same token, we can only breathe for about 12 hours and then get right back to it. So it's a balance. It's a blessing. God is good. And I wouldn't be here without my teammates, but we got work to do coming up for sure.
Hey, Jarrett. Kenny said that he had dinner last night with Dan Gilbert, and one of the things that Dan said was that you are the spark for this team. Mm-hmm. When you hear that coming from the guy who runs the organization,
right?
What does that mean to you, and what goes through your head?
It means a lot that the whole organization, even from top to bottom, has that level of trust in me. And he sent me a message before the game as well, just stating how important, how much of an impact that he believes that I can have on this game and this whole series. And it's motivating, especially when somebody like that, with that stature, has that confidence in me, and it gives me that extra push.
And Donovan, we've talked to Jarrett about this a few different times, but obviously a narrative has followed Jarrett since he talked about the lights and how bright they were at MSG. What do you make of the criticisms that he receives, and how happy are you for him to have this kind of performance in this moment?
It's hard for me to care, but he don't care. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like he's like, man, like I don't think he has an iPhone. I'm just messing with you. I really don't think he does. No, like he doesn't, like it doesn't faze him. And when you have a guy who's so talented and so good at what he does and so selfless, for us, it's like, man, like that's whatever. He made a comment and the world ran with it. And if he didn't say that and we still lost, there would still be comments. We could have lost the series, we lost the Indiana series. There's always going to be something, right? There's always going to be something. And I think for us and for him to see him just continue to be himself the entire time, he didn't come out there and say, man, I got to find a way to get this off my back. Like, no, it was like, I'm just going to be the same JA I've been since. He's been the same guy since I got here, right? Like, same guy throughout. He doesn't listen. He doesn't probably see what you guys say, which I think also helps, but like, he doesn't care. He's just going to be who he is for us, and we know who he is for us. And I think that's the biggest thing, man. Like, the narratives are going to be the narratives. It doesn't matter if you win, lose, draw, whatever. It's going to be something. So I'm always happy for his success. This is his second game 7, and I joked with him. I was like, man, like, it's just who you are now. Like, game 7 JA, right? It's Black History Month JA and game 7 JA. So, but no, on a serious note, like, this is just who he is. He's been phenomenal for us ever since I got, even before I got here. He's been phenomenal in Brooklyn. I'm glad people are starting to see who he really is and who he is to not just us as a team, but who he is in the NBA.
Game 7 JA or game 6 Clay?
I mean, game 7 JA. Come on. 2 for 2.
For either of you guys, both, this has not been an easy playoff run, 2 game 7s for y'all, ups and downs and such. Just kind of what growth have you seen from you guys as a team since the start of this playoffs? Like, what stood out to you about that?
I would say our resiliency. I mean, 2 game 7s back-to-back series like this is definitely hard, definitely tough on the body, definitely tough on the mind. But you can see people digging in and accepting the challenge. You can see people getting in early for treatment. You can see people finding a way to make sure that their bodies are in tip-top shape. And that takes a lot of resiliency that we had to learn in these series, that we had to learn going throughout playing these tough defensive-minded teams. So to answer your question, just seeing our resiliency and our mindset.
And then for you, Jarrett, Kenny spoke to this, as well. It's just like, you guys were struggling earlier in the season in December, January. Really gave Donovan credit for sort of holding you guys together and not sort of splintering the group. What do you see from him in those moments, and how do you feel like his leadership has maybe helped lift you guys through this?
Yeah, it's incredible. I hope Don knows this. I'll follow him into war. I'll trust every single decision that he makes, every single shot that he takes, every single word that he speaks in the locker room. It speaks volumes to how he is as a person. He goes out there and tries to, and he does follow his own message. And, it's easy for the team, easy for myself to follow somebody that goes out there and gives 110% no matter what. And high level character guy as well, that makes it even easier for not only the guys who've been in the league, who've seen guys like him who don't lead in certain ways, but especially for the young guys as well to follow that lead. So it was incredible for him to keep us together during those times.